The first night in his new apartment, Thomas heard a child's laughter from somewhere inside his walls. He froze, listening intently as it faded away. Just neighbors, he told himself. Though the building manager had mentioned the adjacent units were vacant, he unpacked boxes until midnight, occasionally pausing when he thought he heard whispers. The strangely proportioned pre-war building creaked and settled around him. Thomas had gotten a remarkable deal on the rent, too good to pass up despite the peeling wallpaper and persistent musty smell. In the bathroom, Thomas noticed something odd. The mirror didn't quite reflect correctly. There was a slight delay, barely perceptible between his movements and his reflection. He blinked hard, just exhaustion playing tricks on his mind. That night, he dreamed of corridors that shouldn't exist, stretching behind his closet wall. In these dreams, he followed the sound of someone calling his name. Morning arrived with a text from his sister. "How's the new place? Remember what happened last time?" Thomas ignored it. His previous apartment, the incident, was something he refused to discuss. The doctors had called it a psychotic break. Thomas called it something else entirely. The shower ran cold despite the handle being turned to hot. As steam fogged the bathroom mirror, Thomas could have sworn he saw handprints appearing, small ones like a child's, pressing from the other side. That afternoon, Thomas found a door in his kitchen pantry that he hadn't noticed before. Small, about 3 feet tall, sealed shut with layers of paint. Curiosity overwhelming caution, he took a knife and began scraping around the edges. His phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello?" Static then. "Don't open it." The line went dead. Thomas stood frozen, knife in hand. The logical part of his brain said to call the landlord, report the hidden door, maybe even request a different unit. Instead, he continued scraping. By evening, the outline of the door was clear. No handle visible. Thomas pressed against it, and it gave slightly with a sound like exhaling breath. His phone buzzed again. A text from his sister. "Please tell me you haven't found anything unusual there." How could she know? That night, the sounds intensified. Not just laughter now, but crying, scratching. Thomas stuffed earplugs in, but still heard it. Somehow inside his head rather than his ears. The mirror in the bathroom had changed. His reflection looked gaunt, eyes dark and sunken. It smiled when he didn't. Thomas hadn't slept properly in 3 days when he finally broke through the sealed door in the pantry. Behind it was not another room as he'd expected, but a narrow tunnel descending at an angle impossible for the building's architecture. His phone rang again. Unknown number. "Stop now," the voice said through static. "You're connecting the spaces. They've been waiting for someone like you." "Who is this?" Thomas demanded. "Someone who lived in your apartment before. We all did. We all found the door." Thomas almost called the police then, almost packed a bag and left. But the compulsion to know was too strong. What spaces? Who had been waiting? He fashioned a makeshift flashlight from his phone and squeezed through the small door. The tunnel was cold, far colder than it should be. His breath fogged before him as he crawled forward. After what seemed like hours of claustrophobic progression, the tunnel widened into a round chamber with 7 identical doors, none of which could possibly exist in the physical space of his building. His phone had no signal, but a new text somehow appeared. "Which door did you choose last time, Thomas?" Last time? There had been no last time, unless memories flickered at the edges of his consciousness. His psychotic break 6 months ago. The authorities finding him wandering, disoriented, unable to explain the preceding 2 weeks of his life. A scratching sound came from behind one of the doors. Then another. Soon all 7 doors vibrated with movement from the other side. "They can sense you now," came a child's voice from everywhere and nowhere. "You always come back. We didn't think you'd return so soon." Thomas spun around to retreat, but the tunnel entrance had sealed seamlessly into the wall. Heart pounding, he faced the 7 doors again. One of them creaked open an inch. His phone screen flickered with one final message. "The game continues. Choose a door, Thomas. But remember, you never escaped last time. You only thought you did." From his apartment above, The sound of footsteps crossed the floor. His footsteps, though he stood frozen in the chamber below. Someone was up there now, someone wearing his face. Thomas reached for a door handle as the lights went out. In the apartment now listed again for rent, a property manager showed a young woman around. "It's such a great deal," she said suspiciously. "What's wrong with it?" "Nothing at all," he assured her. "The previous tenant just left suddenly. People come and go in the city." She paused at the bathroom mirror, studying her reflection. For just a moment, she thought it moved a fraction of a second too late. "I'll take it," she heard herself say. Behind the fresh paint in the pantry, something stirred.